Hey everyone, it's Loza. We're looking at my GALACTICMON deck profile that managed to win locals today. It's pretty standard, so nothing too spicy, and the spice that was in here is pretty bad. So let's go over what we play. 4 of the Doraemon egg because it's just free draws with the Vemmon. For those who don't know, you tap Vemmon and you look at top 3, looking for one of the pieces of its evolution tree or the Fusionize option, and then you're able to put another Vemmon underneath that Vemmon. So you'll normally end up looking like this, and then your Doraemon egg will trigger, and you'll get an extra draw. So you do love to see it. Free value when you're going to be searching anyway. So yeah, super good card. Hey, sucks when the Vemmon whiffs adding the Vemmon underneath, but I think this is better than Pokemon by a long shot. Though I know some people like Pokemon. In terms of Vemmons, we're playing 23. So 23 Vemmons right there. That's going to make up the bulk of your deck because you do need to have so many of them. So that'll make this deck profile rather quick, I feel. Snatchmon. Now, this is only a 4 of because there's only 4 to play. We would probably play more of this one because this is the combo starter, and do stick around at the end because I am going to go over the combos with this deck. This deck plays a lot like Solitaire. You need at least 6 to 7 Vemmons in bin to pop off, and you need 3 memory to evolve into Snatchmon, and you need a lot of things to go right to do all of that for just 3 memory. You can do it with more memory, and you can afford to whiff some of your Vemmon checks, if you want to call them that, but yeah. We'll get into that at the end of the video though, because the deck's so linear. So we have Snatchmon at 3 because it's the level 4 of the deck, and it also adds back your Fusionize from the bin, which is very cool. You never want to mill this. I'm just going to put that out there. We play these mill cards, and it's very good to mill the next cards coming up, but you never want to mill Snatchmon, and it just happens sometimes. There's nothing you can really do about it. But here's Destroymon. And the reason why it's okay to mill Destroymon is Fusionize lets you Digivolve into into Destroymon or Galactimon from your bin, but not Snatchmon. And Snatchmon actually needs to be on the field, so Fusionize is free. So there's a couple of conditions there that mean you need to see Vemmons in the hand, you need to see Snatchmon in the hand. Everything else, it's happy to go to the bin. So Destroymon's pretty good. It flips the top 3 and then it places Vemmon underneath it if you find one, and trashes the rest, which is really nice for setting up more. And if there's 5 or more Vems under him, you can destroy one of your opponent's Tamers, which is pretty good. The new Destroymon we get in future, the promo one, is much better than this. So you play 3 of this then, and you play 4 of the new one, but until then we have to play this kind of worse one. I didn't really talk about Snatchmon, so real quick, these 2 cards are the cards in the Galactimon stack that give you the inheritables that make the stack so annoying to out, and that's because Snatchmon says when a Vemmon's placed on... Oh, I'll read the Destroy first. Destroy says, when an opponent's Digimon attacks by placing 2 Vemmons from under one of your Galactis to the bottom of the owner's deck, switch the target to this Digimon. So you normally have your Galacti tapped, right? And your opponent will swing into Sec or something, and you can redirect the attack here by placing 2 Vems to the bottom of the deck. And then after you've done that, it triggers Snatchmon, which says when Vemmon's placed from this Digimon's Digivolution card to the bottom of the owner's deck, unsuspend this Digimon, and it gains blocker. So you restand and you've gained blocker. So you're able to block 2 attacks there, which is pretty nice. But yeah, you're also just a really big body who's annoying to out. I've found out that passing on Destroymon's actually not a bad turn, but usually you don't want to do that. You usually want to do the play all at once, like go up the line all in one turn. But once again, we'll get into that at the end of the video when I go over some combo stuff. Here is the level 6s I played. It's going to be 4 Galactimons. Once again, when we get that promo Destroymon, you could actually go down on Galactimons, because once you've got one of these in the bin off like Pride Memory Boost or something like that, you just kind of keep looping the same one, which is really nice. Destroymon's kind of in a similar boat, where once one's in the bin, you're kind of chilling, but it's all good. You got to play them at 4, so you see them, you got to see your pieces. Now, the last level 6 I played was a 1 Black War Greymon. This is the promo one that's Digiburst 2 to unsuspend, because the stacks get so big and silly in this deck. I've seen people play this, and it seems like a pretty funny meme. Once again, this was terrible. Every time it was in my hand, I never used it. The 3 to Digivolve is honestly that bad because it does nothing as you Digivolve. And by the time you're ready to go any level 6, you're about to pass turn because of the memory. So you don't want to pass on this. It does nothing. So I normally would just go into Galacti instead. So I think this becomes way more relevant once we get the promo Destroymon. I know I keep mentioning that, but it really does make a difference. But anyway, This card's bad, so we're going to get into the next Digimons, which is Death X. And I would say substitute this Black War Greymon for another Death X. That would have been fine. The one Death X was great. It's really good in certain matchups. It's able to remove blockers when you need to go for game as well. Super big, super big. But this was what I played. I'm just saying it should definitely be in this, or literally play any other card instead of this, please. It is quite dead this early in Galactic. But anyway, that is what I played, and those Black War Greymons just sat in the hand. Alright, getting on to the options for a Fusionize. Sometimes you feel like you can cut on this, but you kind of just need to see it as well. The whole deck revolves around you seeing one of each of the pieces. So if I was to summarize the combo, it's Fusionize, Galactic, one Snatch, where's my Destroymon at? One Destroymon, and then of course the bunch of Vemmons in the bin. You want to have at least 7. But we'll get to them later. They can be chilling until then. But that's basically a combo, right? You need one of everything, and then a bunch of Vemmons. So yeah, you got to play your Fusionize at 4, unfortunately. I've already revealed this card a lot, so I may as well talk about it. Pride Memory Boost. This card is amazing in this deck. Milling any of the pieces besides Snatchmon's great. Milling Vemmons is great. Playing a Vemmon for free is great. So everything about this is good, and gaining the 2 memory. So in this deck, it's very important to be at 3 memory, as I mentioned earlier, to pop off. So here's a bunch of cards that put you to 3. This is the cheapest one that puts you to 3. You can play that Black Tie as well to boost Galactic off turn, but I don't think it's that necessary, in my opinion. And this just playing for 3 means it's memory efficient, and I prefer that over the Black Tie playing for 4. But once again, you can go for the Black Tie. I like Pride Memory Boost so much in this deck, and it's got to be a 4 of because it's better than all the other boost cards, really. It's kind of funny that this is a Dark Knightmon card, and it's just better in literally, well, it's meant to be. It's just better in like D Brigade and Galacticmon rather. So you need to ideally have Izzy up and a Pride Memory Boost or a Pride Memory Boost. So one of the 2 of these need to be on the field before you go for your big play, which we'll talk about at the end once again. And lastly, we've just got some removal. I went for 4 cards, triple Ultimate Flare, and then just the 1 Iron Fisted Onslaught. These cards are just good, right? Black removal's just good, and these cards just kind of give you free wins if they're in your sec. But yeah, sometimes Ultimate Flare can be bad. It depends on the board and the deck you're versing, and sometimes Punch can be bad. So it's just a bit of variety. You can play DG Dimension as well. I don't mind that card. I just think it can miss a lot of the time. The thing about DG Dimension is there's certain decks it's cracked against, and like the singular stack decks it sucks against. While these cards are both good against singular stack decks and kind of Rookie Rush because of Ultimate Flare. So this kind of is an in-between of Ultimate Flare, and it's almost like a Death X in option form. I don't mind it, but it's just not quite as good as I'd like it to be all the time. These are just a lot more generic in my opinion. But yeah, you could definitely play more or less removal. It's totally up to you. So let's go over the combos now. So we're going to need some Vemmons. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is the number where you can do it, but I think 7 is the optimal number. So we're going to have 7 Vemmons in the bin. We're going to have a Vemmon here that we've just promoted off the Doraemon. So we've just promoted this Vemmon, right? This is now on the field. We're going to need one of everything. So we've got 1 Snatchmon. We've got 1 Destroymon. We've got 1 Galacticmon, and we've got 1 Fusionize. That's all you need, and you need 3 memory. So let's just say we've popped Pride Memory Boost, and we've gone up to 3. Beautiful. First thing we do, we tap Vemmon, and Vemmon will reveal the top cards of the deck. In this case, all we care about is there's 1 Vemmon there. Great, we're going to slip it under the Vemmon any day now. We will get a draw from that Doraemon, but honestly, it doesn't matter right now. The main thing is we have a Vemmon and another Vemmon. Now we can Digivolve into Snatchmon. This will cost 3, and this is why we need the 3, right? The 3 here is important. This lets us put 2 Vemmons from the trash underneath to add back Fusionize. Even if there's no Fusionize there, you still want to put those Vemmons underneath. You can see this stack's getting quite big already, so I'm just going to move it down screen a little bit. Alright, I made a bit more space for the stack because it's going to get pretty big. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Vemmons now, and if you didn't have Fusionize at this point and it was in the bin, you're able to add it back with Snatchmon. So if we didn't have it, great. If you've got another copy, you may as well go grab it for our next turn anyway. So speaking of Fusionize, we're going to activate Fusionize now. This lets us put a Vemmon underneath or a Destroymon, but normally you're going to want to put Vemmon. And now we can Digivolve into a Destroymon from trash or from hand, so it doesn't really matter where this piece is once again. You're happy to have it in the bin, and we get to Digivolve into it from hand or trash. doesn't really matter. And what's cool now is we've got 5 Vemmon that, and this card evolves for, 5. So it's going to be free. So we're going to Digivolve, draw a free card, and we're going to activate the effect. This effect looks at the top 3, and it tries to add a Vemmon underneath. So we're just going to assume it hits because you need everything to hit, basically, for this to be optimal. At this point, all this determines is whether this Galactic costs 6 or costs 5. So if you hit, it costs 5. If you whiff, it costs 6. It doesn't really matter because you still haven't passed turn. Destroymon also says now we got 6 Vemmons. You only need 5 to trigger this effect. You can now pop a Tamus. So at this point, you get to pop a Tamus. So hey, they got a cool boy. Bang, it's gone. Easy. All right, next step, we need to go up into this Galacti. So we are going to Digivolve into this Galacti. Now this will cost 5 because we did hit off the Destroymon. Otherwise it will cost 6, which is also fine. This says add 4 Vemmon. That's the remaining Vemmon underneath. I can't really fit them on camera, but look, I'll just put them like this. Now we have 4 Vemmon underneath as well, and now because we have 8 or more Vemmon, and we definitely do, you can now pop a Digimon on the field. So if your opponent has a Black or Greymon, pop, or they need to remove material to protect it and whatnot. Now you have your Galactic stack and you're ready to go. Now the best thing is on your opponent's turn, if they try to remove this, you can put those 4 Vemmon back into the bottom of the deck, and now it protects itself. You can now then use Snatchmon, restand, and gain blocker. So absolutely sensational play. This honestly turns a lot of decks off and you can just win the game. Obviously you lose hard to de-Digivolve because it turns you back into your Destroymon, and from there you can just be killed because you don't have the Galacticmon protection. Other things that will kill you is DP reduction if you get hit with Wyvern's Breath. Yes, you can keep removing 4 Vemmons, sorry, to protect yourself, but you eventually just have to, keep removing. Oh, I can't remove anymore. Stack dies. So yeah, just be aware that you do lose to de-Digivolve and do lose to DP reduction. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the Galacticmon deck in the comments, and how you play your own Galacticmon deck. I'm pretty keen to keep playing it like this. I just want to take out this Black Wall Greymon because it was really bad. But yeah, let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.